Just say it. 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 Just say it.
Just say it!
It's not a problem, but I don't know. This is like a cold.
8 out of 10 women believe that the first kiss will tell them everything that they need to know about a relationship. And believe me, she has definitely thought about it.
She has?
Oh, of course. I mean, not that she's going to act on it, so it's no real big deal.
All right, well, it's no big deal then.
It's a very big deal, Albert.
Huge, monumental.
You are not listening. I need you to wrap your head around this. Tomorrow night, Allegra Cole could have her last first kiss. All right, come on. Just show me what you got.
What do you mean?
Just show me how you would kiss me.
Well, I wouldn't kiss you.
I'm not me, I'm Allegra.
But you're really not.
Okay, Albert. The end of the night, you're dropping me off at home. Show me the magic.
Yeah, you know, I'm really not comfortable with this.
God, Albert, I had such a wonderful time with you.
Yeah, how about those Knicks, huh?
Okay. You see what I'm doing? All right, this is a signal, okay? I'm fiddling with my keys, all right? A woman that doesn't want to kiss takes her keys out, puts them in the door, goes in the house. A woman that wants to kiss, she fiddles. I'm fiddling.
Okay, you have a good night now.
You see what I'm doing?
Robbing me?
No. See, this is what most guys do. They rush in to take the kiss. But you're not most guys. See, the secret to a kiss is to go 90% of the way and then hold.
But for how long?
As long as it takes for her to come the other 10.
Okay, 90-10. Got it.
Yeah? Okay, come on. Shake it off. It's your turn. I had a really nice time tonight, Albert.
I had a great time tonight, too, Allegra. With a beard.
I'm not feeling it.
What do you mean? I gave 90.
No, I'm not feeling like you want it. Look, I'm Allegra Cole, the woman of your dreams, the woman whose green eyes are limpid pools of desire. Now show me the magic, Albert. Show me the magic.
What the hell was that?
I'm showing you the magic.
No, I said come 90 and then I come 10.
You don't go the whole 100. My mouth was open, Albert.
You over-eager son of a...
Other than that, how was it?
A few things. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
First time you chill with a girl, as I like to call it, versus date. Kissing. And in my experience, there's been like different responses, like which I would call more reactions or like condition or so.
Hello?
Versus being in hello?
You broke up there. Say that again.
Deep.
Long blood.
What did you hear me say?
We talk about reactions and then it broke out.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so I said about the reactions and like conditioned responses, versus being in the moment and like actually expressing what's there for you. So like for me personally, I mean, number one, I suppose I'm all for just being in the moment and obviously going with the flow as much as possible. But in terms of like having a little kissy on a first date, to me, it is part of the unfolding. The only way for me, like that is something that would not end up happening or unfolding is if me and the chick just really did not get along, or don't like each other, and we're not actually flowing, and that would be apparent, and then obviously, you know, the date would more end pretty soon. But I really have those kind of, it's where it's like, yeah, we don't like each other, or we're not flowing. I do find more so, it's very rare that I find a chick that is on the same wavelength as me.
And is that based on the first?
Or let me say this. Let me rephrase that. Yeah, I am partly basing that on the first one. Obviously, as we get to know each other, something else could show up. But in terms of on the first date, I find we're not necessarily on the what. No, yeah, I'm gonna keep it as on the same wavelength as me. Now that doesn't mean we might not flow with each other and get along and have and obviously generally have fun, but yeah, that's kind of been my experience, man.
Do you mean that you don't see like a room for like being excited about seeing them again a second time? Is that what you mean?
If I'm present to like, are we in like, maybe we're not on the same wavelength, etc. So yeah, if I'm kind of in that space, then yeah, I'm more likely not going to be excited. It doesn't necessarily mean I won't see the girl again, because I like to, obviously, I like to give people a chance as well, and obviously I don't want to stay in a judgment or an observation of just one time meeting someone, because like people, obviously some people don't find it as easy to be themselves generally when they first meet someone. But after time, as they get to know you and feel more comfortable with you, then they've become more comfortable being themselves. So yeah, I mean, I like a nice kissy.
Yeah, me kissy Tangy.
And sometimes if that ends up happening, then that's all gravy too. But like, I mean, what? Yeah, I'm gonna say. No, I was gonna say what bugs me. What I can let bug me sometimes is, and it is down to my interpretation. So I'm not saying it's definitely right, but I'm not gonna say it's right. But when a girl, when it occurs to me that she's acting out of like a conditioned behavior, like, oh, I've got to keep a rule. So no kiss on the first date because I've got to keep that rule.
Rules, blood. I want to talk about rules.
Is that your topic?
Yeah, trust me.
That's your topic for the next episode. So that's the thing. Like when I see when it occurs to me an expression, it's it's obvious anyway, and you just get that. But when you can sense, and you're feeling the girl and she's feeling you, and you sense it, she senses it, and then she doesn't kiss back, and then and for me, like if a girl doesn't kiss back, I'm just like, okay, cool. But then they kind of go into a mode of like justifying, in the sense of and when I say justifying, like, it's not that I don't want to, like something like they'll come out with something like that.
So it means,
and when I'm like, well, if it's
for them saying that, it means that they did want to, but something's held them back, and they're trying to justify what that thing is, and it's still not really what it is.
Whatever it is, like whether they think, if I kiss him, he's gonna think, he's gonna get the jiggy, he's gonna get the cake, or if I kiss him,
the cake, lad. Much that cake.
What did you say? Did you say much that cake?
Yeah.
Well, that's a possibility, isn't it? Depending on, well, it varies, but that's a possibility. Like, but some girls have missed out on that, innit? You hear me? But what was I saying? like, yeah, when they come out, if I hear that kind of response, like, it's not that I don't want to. I just think to myself, like, I'd never convince. I'm not like, oh, come on, just let yourself go and you can be free and just be in the like, because for me, I'm just like, it's simple. It's simple. You either want those lips to touch these lips here and have a little dance together, or you don't. All that other stuff, like, what if he's gonna think this about me? What if he's gonna think, I'm too easy? What if I remember there was one girl, right? I might have told you about this back in the day. And fair enough, some of her part of her lifestyle, I can understand potentially why she would have that assumption. It's more understandable with her kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
But still, to have that kind of assumption, I was like, oh my giddy. She thought, if we kissed, me kissing her means that I would want to have a relationship with her.
Oh yeah, because everyone has their own thing. Yeah, I remember you said that before.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, because that's the last I'd think a girl's thinking of if I would kiss her. That's the last thing I'd be thinking. That's actually what I'm thinking. Like, shit, man. Like, if I do this to him now, she's gonna want a relationship. Actually, that's my conversation, to be honest. I don't think girls had that conversation. I thought it was a different conversation, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it might have, obviously each girl will have their own one, but I didn't realise that was particularly one. And then I just shared with her like what was there for me and where I'm at in my life, and she was obviously very clear. But for me, again, I'm about to repeat myself. It's simple. It's like, yeah, you either both are enjoying each other's company and you're flowing and you want to kiss each other. At a point, it doesn't have to, like, it's not necessarily we come to the end of that date now, and now do we kiss or not? Like, it might happen then, or it might happen during the date, during your journey together in the flow. But yeah,
is what I want to know then from you.
Yeah.
Because like when it comes to me, like I just don't go in for the kiss, innit? Like that's just me, innit? Like more time, if I ever kiss a girl, it's probably because there's such an obvious moment. They maybe look down at my lips, or there's like an awkward silence where it's just like, well, you're gonna kiss me now type thing. That I really only establish when it happens. When it comes to that moment, it's like, well, this looks like we're going to kiss. Like, but for the most part, I just sit back and I kind of like just play safe, innit? That's just me. But for you, when you go in for that kiss, like what are you basing that on? Are you basing it on like then something might have just happened just before that moment that you may just be laughing at something and be like, or did she give you that sign, look at your lips, or did she do anything that kind of made you think like, do you know what, man, like, we might as well just kiss right now? Or is it that you wanted to kiss at that moment and you thought, well, I might as well just go in and see what happens? Like,
it's that last one. It's that last one. It's if obviously the girl's she's gonna join in as well, but I base. So as I was saying, it's more about if I'm feeling it. And again, there are times when I'll get in my head and I'll think, or it's not even get in my head. There are times when that happens, and there'll be times when I'm aware. There's a difference. There's a distinct difference. There's times when I'm in, like, where I can get in my head, I'm trying to figure it out or work it out. Like, yeah, did she do that? Or wait, yeah, she's playing with her hair. Wait, she's looking at my lips now. Or there's times when I'm just in that space of just being aware, and I just notice those things happening. Like there was like one chick that I was spending time with, and this was a first day thing, where we went for some drinks basically down Shoreditch and stuff, and as soon as we met, like we hugged, and we were just in convo, and she was playing with her hair as we were walking. But for me, I was aware of it, but I didn't add anything like, what, she's playing with her hair already? Rah, maybe she's flirting. Like I just was aware of that. But throughout the night, I noticed how often she was doing it, and then I noticed other other signs, if you want to call it. For example, the way, like how she would hold the gaze in my eyes, or when she would look at my lips, and all those other things as well. In terms of like the playing with the hair, sometimes that could just mean she's just really nervous. Could mean she's shy.
Where these come from? What is that? Like the playing of the hair thing? Like, because I don't know. Like when I'm thinking, I play with my beard, innit? Like it doesn't particularly mean anything. Like I'm just playing with my beard, innit? Like it's just a habit. Like some of these things could just be habits for someone. Like they're just doing it like
exactly
habit. And I don't know. Like when we're looking into all these things that people are doing, like especially girls that the opposite sex is doing, like we're not really. I mean, how can? Unless we ask them, we're not really gonna know. But we still use these things to kind of give us a little bit of clarity. But why do you think that is? That is getting so much clarity on, okay, she's playing with her hair, so it looks like I'm in there. And
alright, I'm going to answer that, and I'm going to say something else as well to what you said about we could just ask them. Because I'm pretty sure if we asked each girl, some of them won't even know that they do that. Because as you said, it's just a habit. Or two, like each girl will have their own different thing. And then in regards to like, why do you think when you said about like searching for that clarity, because obviously like, I mean, I could say for myself, if I'm searching for that clarity, if I'm looking for it versus just being aware of it, if I'm looking for it, it's because I'm attached. For me, I'm attached to an outcome happening, and I assume, and if I'm attached to an outcome, it's because I want that to be successful. If I look at it in terms of success, failure, I want it to be successful. And another term which I don't ever really use at all. I understand other people use it, but in terms of rejection.
Yeah, rejection.
Of rejection.
That's
yeah, for me, I don't look at it as rejection. I just look at it as what it is. She kissed or she didn't kiss. Versus, she's rejecting me. She don't like me, and blah 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 blah. Like, I don't go there on that kind of basis. I'm not saying I might not have those conversations sometimes, but it's not if I've gone for a kiss. And like with that girl, I remember saying to, and that date, I wasn't even feeling that well, and I remember thinking to myself, I'm just not even. I was enjoying her company, but I remember thinking, I'm just not even gonna go in for a makeout. Like, just not even gonna do. Like, I'm not even. I was not even thinking about it, but I was like, it's not gonna happen because I'm not feeling that well, and I'm just like, and I'm not gonna force it and blah blah. But when I dropped her to the bus stop, there was that moment, and in that moment, that's when that moment, I felt it arose. Any other time during that day, it would have been forced. But in that moment, it was there. And also, it was, when I say it was, again, it's all down to interpretation, innit? But also, it was very present that she was waiting. That's what I would say. It's that moment.
How many girls have been waiting for me, blood? Stops there, so yeah, go through.
Yeah. I was, what was it? Yeah, I think it was like when you hug and you move away, and there's just that moment, you're holding that gaze, she's holding that gaze, and she's looking at her lips, she's looking, and at first, obviously, as I said, I was like, nah. But in that moment, I was like, okay, feeling it, let's go. And it was nice. And I enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. She missed the bus twice. And it was one of those things.
Okay.
She missed the bus twice because we were waiting for I was waiting for the bus. But yeah, I suppose every moment. Well, every girl, and then obviously inside of every moment is gonna vary and is gonna be different. Now, I don't know this guy personally, but he's a friend of a friend. And I remember when we were all having we're just chatting, having our boy chat about girls and all that. And he was saying, no, in fact, he didn't tell me. He might have mentioned it actually at that time. What am I talking about? My friend, he told me another time. I think he just told me another time. He never kisses a girl on the first date. And he does that tactically.
So my man's on strategies and things.
Yeah, this guy, he does it tactically. He never kisses on the first... Huh?
But do you think it's essential on the first date to kiss? I've got a date tomorrow.
Nah, it's not at all.
Tomorrow. I'm just thinking,
nah.
Like, even going for the kiss or not. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now. Just like, do it.
Nah, it's not essential. I don't think. The only time when I would call it essential is if in that moment you feel like, do you know what, I would like to kiss her, and you don't, because of scaredy cat man coming up.
Trust me.
That's the only time when I would say it's essential. Other than that, it's not essential to kiss on a first date. Just like, this will be another topic, I don't think it's essential for a guy to always pay on the first date, lads. Yeah, me. It's not essential.
I've never really had that problem.
It could be an expression. If it's an expression for that guy, then cool.
But that's where the rules come in, isn't it? That's where the whole thing about. That's where the whole. There's certain rules that people have that there's certain things that they've seen before that makes them believe that that's how things should be.
Exactly. It's inside of a should.
Where that comes from is cultural differences, and there's various cultures where that's embedded in certain people. It's like, it just all depends on upbringing. But then sometimes not even upbringing. It could be something that's just been installed. It could have been installed right now. Like, the upbringing could have been perfect, like not promoting any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And it might have just been one experience of one person that just made them think, this is how I'm gonna roll from now. This is the rules. It's the rules of the game now. And when they're gonna know, like, each person's, each for their own, innit? Like, they're not really gonna know anything about that person and how they will deal with it until we get to know them a little bit more. And the first date, you're not really gonna know too much about someone on the first date, unless they're very, very open.
But I think you can, and that's what I said about when I was saying earlier about the wavelength thing. Like, I'm not obviously on the first date, you're not gonna open up. When I say open up, you're not gonna share every single thing that's ever happened in your life.
But I am. But, if someone asks me a question, I'll answer it. But it depends on which questions they answer me, innit? Like,
no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's a rare thing, Junior.
Yeah.
Not everyone does that, and that's what I'm saying. What I was saying about that wavelength thing, because not everyone does that. Yeah. And so unless you're on that kind of wavelength, or you're in that kind of space where you're like, do you know what, Rago, I'm just gonna be me and be authentic and share me, whatever that is, and let that come up, then cool. But some people will have an expression come up, and they'll suppress it. They'll stop it. They'll block it.
Yeah, I better not say this.
Yeah, hold back. There we go. That's the word. Yes, hold back.
Right, 1 sec. Before you continue, I'm just gonna do the new one. Yeah, go through.
Yeah. So yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying about that guy though, about the tactics.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he does not. I mean, he does it as a tactic.
But how's that going for him?
In a sense, well, as far as I'm aware, I don't know because I've not spoken to him directly. But in terms of what my friend said, it generally works. And I think actually this is what I actually heard him explain this time when, as I said, I was around him, and he said basically, like, obviously they have a great time on the first date, they enjoy each other's company, blah blah, and he doesn't go to kiss them. And I'm assuming he doesn't go to kiss them even if he wants to, for whatever reasons. Maybe because he thinks that it's gonna occur, like he's being more of a gentleman, chivalry, all that sort of stuff. But one of the main reasons why he doesn't is because he wants to leave the girl wondering, why didn't he go to kiss me? He wants to build. It's part of his way of building up that anticipation. So then when they're on the second date now, probably chilling at the yard, watching a movie, whatever it is, or wherever they are, then at one point, or some points, I have no idea how it particularly goes, but then he'll kiss on the second date, because for him, I think, but it means he has more of a it's going to happen more, basically.
Bloody hell. It's different for me, man.
Because it builds up that anticipation.
But I see it as, well, I'm just basing this on my experience, I guess. So I can't really say, but I reckon, like, when I do that,
yeah,
my experience is that I'm in the friendship zone, the second date, man. Like, it's not even the second date, it's just hanging out. And it's that where it's surpassed that moment where I should have done something before to I guess.
Has that happened by the second date?
I don't think I've ever had a first date where I've not kissed someone and ended up kissing them after. Like, it's always been like, every single girl in my life right now that I've met, maybe it might even been a date. Like, we just might have been hanging out, innit? Like, we wouldn't even call it a date. But you met this girl, oh, she seems cool. Like, let's go for a drink sometime. Like, I guess you could call it a date, but we're just cool or whatever. In fact, what do you even call a date?
Yeah.
In that respect, what do you call a date then? Like, is it sitting down and actually saying, you know, that you're going to sit down and get to know each other? Or could it be as simple as...
I don't call them dates, man.
Yeah, because I don't even know what a date is nowadays, man. Like, you know, I'm saying I'm going on a date tomorrow, but in a way I am, because I've never met her before. We're going to hang out in a park and we're going to talk, and I want to know more about her. So yeah, in a way, that's kind of a date.
But if you doing that with a guy, would you call that a date?
Nah.
Exact thing.
Nah. Even female friends that I've got in my life that I've not done anything with, but if I said the same thing, to do exactly the same thing I'm going to do with this girl, I won't call it a date. But I call it a date with her because I've never met her before, only on an application.
No, but I'm saying if you did that, if that was with a male.
A male?
A guy.
A guy?
Would you, if that exact same thing was happening, you're meeting someone up, for whatever reason.
Definitely not be joined for the park.
Huh?
Join for the park with yoga with a dude.
But would you call it a date? The same thing could happen with a guy. The fact that you met up at, like, you know, you're out, for example, you're socializing, you meet a guy, or not meet a guy, but you're chatting to a guy. You both have similar interests, and you both can see, do you know what, like, we could work on something together, or and then now you're arranging to meet up to have to not only get to know each other, but to discuss that particular aspect. And you're going to the park, right, you're not going to do the yoga, but you're going to the park, all that kind of stuff. Would you call it a date?
No.
So, and then you even said with some of the girl, even if it was with some of your female friends, and you was doing the same thing, you wouldn't call it a date. So, like, what would distinctively differentiate it from being a date to I'm just hanging with a friend?
I think I know what, Alan, let me just cut this out. So what makes it a date now then is that there's some sort of attraction between the both of us. Like, it's very clear that she likes the way that I've dealt with our conversation before meeting her, and that we're arranging to meet up, to have this meet up. We've not said it's a date. We've not both said, oh yeah, we're going on a date. Like, we never said that, but we obviously done a little bit of talking over, and, you know, it's like, oh well, you know, when are you free? Like, you know, we don't know each other. It's not my friend. So in a way, I think that's what makes it a date, is that I'm attracted to her, and although I've not seen her in person, like, based on her photos, okay, yeah, she looks alright, got potential, you get me? Like, I would kiss her if I had the chance, if the chemistry's right, and I think vice versa for her as well. Like, she likes my voice, you know, she's saying all these little things that makes it very clear that she's attracted to me. So for me, I think that's what probably makes it a date, is that there's that potential of us doing something that friends don't do.
Do you know what I would call that? Or not call that, but what I'd call what all of that is inside of? Is romantic intent.
Romantic intent.
Because with those girls, with those females that you said, it could be they're just friends, and it wouldn't occur to you as a date. That's potentially because you don't have any romantic intent with them. And the same with the guy, you know, for you, because you're straight. Huh?
I slowly do. That's just funny. There's some of the girls, my friends, that do have this. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, innit? Like, there's certain girls in my life right now, I'm just like, boy, do you know what? I wouldn't even mind doing a thing, but yeah, it's just got past that level, innit? Where it just wouldn't. It'd have to be, I don't know, a couple tequilas in, you know, whoops, started kissing, like, and that's the only way really I could see it happening, because they're very clear that I think where it is that I think flirting is the crucial piece here. I want to talk about flirting, because I don't flirt in it, and I think that's what makes a date. I think is the flirting. I think when you can both like kind of be touchy-feely and you're laughing and you're like bouncing off each other with like, you know, comments, and you just get a bit cheeky. I think that's confirmed as a date. Okay, you might do that with your friends as well. You might meet a girl that, you know, is a good close friend. You've not had, you know, intimacy with her or anything, but you bust and joke with her. But it's a little bit different. It's not flirtatious. It's still a little bit like, it's just friendly, isn't it? It's just like, it's a bedroom. Whereas with the flirtatious thing, where, you know, you might just get a bit cheeky and you might say certain things like, yo, so when you're gonna kiss me, and all these little things there, like these little smart little remarks. I think that's what makes it, that determines it. That's what makes it a date, rather than it being, like you said, those things about meeting friends and meeting someone just for a casual catch up or whatever. And because I don't have that thing of saying, oh, do you know what? Like, I'm gonna do some flirting now, and like, I'm not used to that. I'm used to just being like, you know, my body language is not gonna say, I'm going to kiss you now. My body language is not gonna say, do you know what? I'm on you. My body language is gonna say, look, I'm very defensive right now. Inside my head, I'm saying, do you know what, man? I won't even mind doing a thing with you right now. Like, but my body's not saying what my mind is saying. But hey, I'm playing a game. Yeah. Without realizing.
Because you're kind of holding it back, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm holding back. But then, what is wrong with a female doing that?
What's wrong with a female doing that?
Because a female version of what I just said there is more of a, oh man, she's playing games. Why is she not on it? Why is she not coming true to do the kiss? Do all that? But
yeah, but you're talking about if you've, you're saying. But wait a second. What you just said was about how you are during it. If a girl went to go kiss you, then are you saying you'd hold back still?
No, definitely not. Yeah, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So the bit that you're saying with the girl would have to be the same parallel in the sense of throughout the day she's kind of being that way too. Versus if you've gone to kiss. Because when you said what's wrong with a girl holding back, do you mean if you go to kiss her and she holds back, or do you mean throughout the day she's just like being a bit reserved?
Throughout the day, and it's just, during the, because that's what builds up to that moment anyway. It's how
well, there's nothing wrong with it. I might make girls wrong sometimes, but in reality, there's not actually anything wrong.
Wait, say that again?
I said there's not actually anything wrong with a girl holding back in the way that you're saying, right? I said I might make girls wrong sometimes, but in reality, there's not anything wrong with it.
There's nothing.
It's just from me, my point of view. I just don't see what the point is. Like, express yourself.
Bang. You just said it. Right, hold on. Right, so that whole point thing. Now, I'm glad you said that, because when we're meeting women, from our perspective, we're going to meet a woman, like, kind of very clear, like, as a man, like, the majority of men, let's just face it, like, we have basically a more or less an idea of why we're going to meet this girl.
Say that again?
We have a very clear idea of why we're going to meet this girl, like, she's piff, she's nice, she looks alright, want to link this thing, won't mind kissing her. Like, we're just like, you know, like, that's our thing, yeah. But for a female, now, there might be many reasons why they might just want to meet up with us. It might be just to kill time, like, you know, because there's various different types of girls out there who might just want to just kill time. They're bored, so they want to kill time. So their intention of meeting you is that they want attention, and therefore that's why they're there on a date with you. And therefore that's why they may, I'm not saying all girls are like this, it's just some girls, their intention might not be the same intention of how we're like, you know what, I'm gonna link this girl.
Some guys would do that though as well. They'll go out with a girl for validation reasons.
Yeah, and our validation is so simple though. It's just like, you know, I want to beat this thing in it. Like, I'm just gonna go link her, I hope she's not on a long thing, then have a couple drinks, come back to mine, bang. Like, that's it. Like, kind of as simple as that, innit? Like, but in a world of, like, I mean, we don't, unless we know very clearly what that girl this intention is when she meets up with us on like tomorrow. I don't know what this intention for this girl is, innit? But like, if we used to do like a graph of like, okay, so man goes out on a date with a girl. Now, what is it that he wants to achieve from this date? Like, for me, my thing's quite simple. Is that I just want to get to know her and, you know, just see what her vibe is. You know, if it seems right, I might see her again. Might go in for a kiss. Like, that's as simple as it really gets for me, innit? But for her, it might be like, you know what, he might be, you know, future husband. And that's why I've got these conversations in my head. There's nothing right or wrong, but I have a conversation in my head that for a female, it's not as simple as that. And it's females that are doing it as simple as that, yes. But how can you know which females are doing it as simple as that?
But you won't be able to know.
I know, you have to ask, right? Or you just have to.
But not even. They might even tell you the truth.
Boy,
when I say not tell you the truth, some girls might deliberately lie, but some girls they don't even know.
Like, they've even admitted it. Like, oh, do you know I lied, didn't it? Like slyly, like you know when you have you ever been with a girl where she done certain things in the beginning? He's like, why'd she do that? And you weren't sure, and she said things, and then she admits after that she was lying. You're like, oh, why did you lie about that for? Or like in the bed with her.
Yeah.
She told you that she lied, or she did this game, like, you know, when you first met her. Everyone always told me that she's lied about something when we first met. I was like, why did you lie then?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, why was he lying about that? Yeah, but you know, it's because I wasn't sure about you. I wasn't sure if you. I was like, what the hell? Like, man was just keeping it bare real with you from the get go. I think this is what it is, because I was so
talking about girls on the same wavelength, blood.
Sorry. Okay, you see, this is why I want to talk, blood. Just saying, innit? Like, I'm just saying what's there for me, innit, at the moment. Like, this is not right or wrong. Like, it's just about like my experience, because I've been so honest from the very beginning in terms of like just how I express. You know, this is how I want it to be at the moment. You know, like heart on the sleeve type thing. That there's some things that they're not willing to share early on, and it's okay, it's fine. But then to drop the bar afterwards, like, oh, do you know what, like, I have to admit, like, you know, and I can't even give you an example. I want to try and give you an example of what a girl might have said that she lied about. But it'd be very hard. It's been a while, blood. Been at the game for a piece. I don't know, this is just going to go in a direction where, like, you know, I want to start making things wrong and right, and saying that I'm right about this, and really, at the end of the day, what there is that I think what holds me back a lot is I want clarity, and like, so the females, they want clarity as well, innit? Like, I'm always talking about, just before I went into all of that, was like the intention, like, so what's the intention, like, and it's like, I know what my intention is. Do I even need to fight that? Do I need to even establish that with her tomorrow? Like, for example, the girl tomorrow, I'm just speaking from a thing that's actually going to happen, well, possibly, right, unless she cancels, but, you know, like, what's her intention really to meet me tomorrow? Is it the same as mine? And like, do I need to just be like so straight up and down with it, like, you know what, this is my intention today, innit? Like, what's yours? And if there's no rules involved, it should be okay for me to just say that, like, you know, this is my intention today, like, this is what
But if there were no rules, then there would be no barriers. There wouldn't be necessarily there wouldn't be any barriers, and therefore there would be, I'm assuming, less strategic tactical play. You just be there.
Hello. Yo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything before that. No.
Do you remember what did you hear me say?
I didn't hear you say anything, man. You was ready to go into something. And then
what did you say? You said about the intentions, and then like, if there was no rules. You said if there was no rules. And what I was saying was, basically, if there's no rules, then it would most likely be no barriers. And if there's most likely no barriers, then there'd most likely be no tactical, strategic kind of behavior going on. You would just be there, she would just be there, and you just be together, and what unfolds, and there wouldn't be any and that would be what it is.
That being said, then, tomorrow I'm just meeting a girl in the park to just do yoga, innit? And that is it. That's all I need to know, innit?
Yeah.
If that's the case, yeah. But I mean, me being honest about things and just saying, you know, like, that how I dealt with things before wasn't in that way. It was like, damn, like, what am I gonna say, man? And you know, like, just really looking into it too much. Like, obviously, there's been moments where I felt like that, and then I've got there, and then the vibes were really good. So then it distracted me from, you know, overthinking too much. And I got present to the moment, and it was fantastic, and we enjoyed our time together, and bang. But I find that when you're enjoying the moment, it's almost hard. It's almost hard to distinguish how those moments unfolded. Like, you know, like when I've had these beautiful moments with these women that I've had beautiful moments with, and I've had a lot of like fantastic moments there. Like, I can't really pinpoint, like, yep, do you know what? Like, this is how it happened, and you know, it led into this because of this, and like.
And that's a great thing.
I know, and maybe it's because I wasn't thinking, and maybe because I was thinking all the other times before, it's easier for me to break down, like, oh, that's how I felt at that time, because, you know, I thought this, and then after that, it led to this, and when you're in the moment, you can't really, like, it's like, so why did he kiss her? Like, I can't tell you how.
Yeah.
Look, it's funny how when we're talking about this, it's like, oh, like. You never know, like, it could sound like, oh, like, come on guys, like, just kiss the girls, isn't it? Like, it could be like that simple. Certain heads might be listening, like, what the hell, man, like, guys, like this for, it's just simple, you kiss them. Like, no, but like, it's not really that simple all the time, like, and
but it is.
I know, but it's funny, like, we've been talking for how long, bro? 40 minutes, blood. Yeah, 40 minutes on this thing, blood.
We're gonna have to tie it up soon as well for the first episode.
No. You know, but yeah, like, I don't know. What was my point, man? I'm gonna have to cut this out because it's going into 5 again. But what was my point?
Well, actually, that's perfect. Like that, I think that's the space. And people can call it whatever they want. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. People can call it what they want, like different things, but like, for example, what I like to try and keep present when I'm meeting a girl. I would say more so is that because there's stuff that can come up, conversations that don't help in my head that can come up, which is just enjoy the time. Enjoy the time. Enjoy that time. I was gonna say enjoy her company. But that is at my
breaking up.
But I say enjoy the time, huh?
No, sorry, it's just breaking up a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I look at it in terms of enjoy the time together, then it's just like, in fact, just enjoy each other's company. There we go. So enjoying each other's company. If you enjoy each other's company, it doesn't matter what happens. Whether you kiss on the first time, on the first date or not, whether you sleep together or not, whether you've had dinner together, whether the guy's paid, or whether you've gone halves, or whether the girl's paid, or whether you went dancing, whether like if you just if you like, you know what, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Let's just enjoy each other's company. And she's like, let's just enjoy each other's company. Bam, that's the space, and then everything flows. Now obviously you have no control over her and how she's coming. Yeah, you have no control however she's gonna come to the date.
I think that's where I've gone wrong.
But you have control over how you come, because the thing is, part of our humanity, and when I say that, I mean for men and women, is analysing, is being logical, is thinking about things. Let's just use that word, thinking, working out things. That's part of our humanity that comes up sometimes. Hey?
I was just saying, wanting to know what's next is something that's always...
Yeah, and that can get in the way of actually experiencing the moment. And being in that moment, whatever that is. So what I would say, like, the whole reason why I chose this, like why I was talking about this topic today, right, about kissing on the first date, and what I was saying about how what I can let bug me sometimes is when I see like that girl, like we're enjoying each other's company, and then kissing for example can be quite heavy for people, right? They can make it mean a lot of things, and in terms of what I was saying, what I can sometimes let bug me is when I see they're in that space, they're in that moment of thinking about it, they're overthinking it, when I can sense what it is that they actually want to do. Well, that's what's there for me anyway. Just saying. So like, it's one of those things where I reckon if in that moment, right, it comes down to like, because the kissing bit, for example, right, if you're both not thinking about it in that moment, if it's there for you, for both of you, then you should flow with it, and if it's not there, then don't.
But what if it wasn't for the girl?
Then it's not, innit? That's completely fine. But to me, that's what would be more true and more authentic, that they're in that space where they're enjoying themselves, they're not overthinking anything, they're being in the moment, and if in that flow it's not there for them to make out, to kiss, fine. Thank you for being true to yourself and expressing that with me. But when I see people, this is like, I'm going in a general sense now, when I see people, and even myself, in moments when I'm not being true to myself, when I see people not being true to themselves in that moment, and they are potentially present of it, if they have no idea, then okay. But if they're kind of aware of it and they don't be true to themselves, I'm like, man, girl, allow it, because as I was saying, like, you got a life to live. So inside of you living your life, you may as well be true to yourself as much as possible. Now, when catching yourself, right, having that awareness. If you're not there yet and you don't have that, that's different. But that's more what it was. That I keep saying that's what it was, and that's what it was. But in terms of bringing it back to the kissing, and this isn't limited to just kissing. This is anything that two human beings, a male and female, could experience together. Like, just be true to yourselves as much as possible in each moment.
But there has to be a conversation done before that, man. So you're both very clear that this is how you do it.
No, there doesn't. Like, if there's gonna, all right.
What if I'm in the moment? Okay, how about this? What if I'm in the moment? I've got to say this, blood, because
just say it.
No, I'm just saying. Like, my last two girlfriends, that I've had, I'm not gonna go into too much here, but I'm just gonna say that I think the things that made me end up being with them in a relationship was the fact that it was the moments that I was sharing with them became so great that I wanted to see them more often, and it was vice versa as well. We was enjoying each other's company, and that was perfect. And then it made me that, even though I didn't want to be in a relationship both times when I was with these girls, ended up being in a relationship. Now I continue to be that same person that just wanted to enjoy the moment. Every time we meet up and we hang out, we enjoy the moment. But both times, this is nothing wrong with what they've done. Like, this is how they dealt with it. It's like let's take it to the next level, right? Let's start doing this, or start looking ahead a bit more. And I'm like, nah, I just want to stay here though. Like, I don't want to go that far. Like, you're thinking too far ahead, innit? Just enjoy the moment, innit? So I'm not enjoying the moment now because I'm thinking about how far she's thinking ahead, innit? And I'm thinking, this is long. Or they are thinking ahead. I'm thinking, this is long. Like, and then I start having my little conversations in my head. That's obviously it's making me fear, where this is gonna go, and I start having my doubts, and then that's where things start to go downhill. It's around the 6-month mark, it starts to go downhill.
Sorry.
It goes downhill because when I'm here enjoying the moment, and the moment for me is just every day, every time we meet up, we just enjoy that time we are together. Whereas there's always conversations within the relationships that I've been in, or females that I've been seeing, where they make me think too much. They do things to make me think too much, because they have conversations with me that moment thing is not enough. Yeah, but we should be thinking more about that. Like, you know, go on a holiday or something. Like, and things that like I don't want to think about now because we're just enjoying each other's company. It's triggering the fear in me, and that's just me, innit? Like, I mean, there might be guys out there that don't have that, but for me, that's how it's always triggered problems in my relationships. And I've always been in the moment. That's why they've always appreciated my time, and they've always appreciated me as a person. And you know, that I'll never forget the two women that have been in my life in a relationship. But it's always been that thing that made me scared because of conversations that came up. Obviously, I'm not going to go into it because it's, you know, it's a personal thing. But like, it's just basically what changed things from moment versus thinking ahead. Because what if being in the moment is too in the moment? There is moments where you have to start looking ahead, like, well, I want kids eventually, right? Like, and if it's your moment and you're not thinking about, well, boy, like, you know, let's start looking at how we're going to get the kids involved and all this stuff, that's where the moment thing's tricky for me.
Well, but then, okay, well, firstly, there is only this moment, and like, there is only now, right? And so that can all arise in this moment. A few things that I was hearing, but all of that, what you said, all of that's a great opportunity for you in that moment to stay true to yourself, or you could say to express what's there for you, or for you to be authentic, like however you, whatever you want to call it. Because you said you're enjoying the moments, and then the girls made you think a bit too much. No, they were asking you some things, which, triggered for you. Some of those moments you could have used as opportunity to, like, do you know what, I'm not going to overthink this. And then basically be straight with them in that moment when they're asking you whatever they're asking you. Another thing as well is, you said you ended up getting in a relationship with someone with them. And as much as you appreciate the experiences, etc., it wasn't necessarily there for you at that time. Bang, that was another opportunity for you to be straight with them. Like, that's fine that they might be feeling, now I want a relationship with you, and it's fine that you might be feeling, do you know what, I'm not wanting a relationship with you right now. Because sometimes it's not necessarily the fact of the context of a relationship, calling it a relationship, calling it, oh, can you hear me better? No?
I can hear you now, yes. Sorry, that was a massive delay.
Hello?
Hello?
Deep. What was I saying? I was saying basically about the context. Like, it's not necessarily the context of a relationship or a marriage, etc., like whatever label you want to put it on, or use, I mean, but it's more about the weight and the meaning that each individual can bring to it and give to it. So, like, for me, like, I mean, as I said already to you, like, I'm very clear the next time I'll be in a relationship, or at least consider being in a relationship, is when I'm in love or falling in love. Like, that's the standard space that I would like it to come from experiencing being in love and being in a relationship and really caring about someone and being in a relationship, etc. But ideally, I'd like us on our journey together to be enjoying the moment, each moment together. Now, sometimes that is going to involve planning for the future, or having a conversation, or wondering or exploring the future, and that's okay. Like, it's okay for you both to explore the future together. Doesn't mean though when you both explore the future together you're necessarily going to agree on exactly the same thing. So it may be even like, when you think about it, when those girls were asking certain questions, that was an opportunity for you to explore something there, and whatever was there for you was okay.
Yeah.
Now, the girl might not be okay with it. The girl might make it wrong. The girl might think loads of different things. But that doesn't mean what's authentically there for you has to change. And it's kind of being aware and rooted and grounded in that. Because if it's authentic for you, like for example, I've had some girls where I've been spending time with them, enjoying their company, and from the beginning as well, I've been authentic with them, and I've said like, this is where I'm at the moment. And then after a while, they end up saying about, like, I thought we'd be in a relationship now, or why are we in a relationship, or that kind of conversation will come up. And again, if it was and if it's still authentic for me to not be in a relationship at that time, I would be real with them about that. Now they've said what's been there for them, various different things that understand, make me up, like, you know, they want you to make them understand all this kind of stuff. And I can share and share it in different ways, but I could never really make her or anyone get it. Like, they're gonna get it or not. And I'm very clear, like, just because now this girl might want a relationship with me, and obviously I've been spending time with her, so obviously I like her, I care about her, there's qualities about her that are appealing to me, all of that. But just because that's all there, that's great. But if it's not authentic for me to be in a relationship with you at that time, then I'm not going to be. Not only will that be a disservice to her, but it'll be a disservice to me. Now, I could be, all right, I'll get in a relationship with you because you want it. I'm not really feeling it now, but, you know, and then think in my head, but at some point I'll probably want it. I could do that. But again, what kind of quality of relationship is that going to be for both of us?
But you won't know. This is where the moment thing's hard, man.
Yeah, but if you know you don't want a relationship, if you know you don't want to be in a relationship at that, I'm not saying specifically at that moment in your life. If you know you don't want to be in a relationship at the time in your life at that time, then you kind of have an idea. You might not know how it's going to look and how it's going to go.
Oh shit!
But you're not really going to enjoy it so much. What'd you say?
I forgot about the recorder, innit? Trust me, man. I almost missed that, bro. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, go through again then.
Yeah, so I was just saying, like, no person wants to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't really want to be in it fully.
Yeah, definitely.
And no one really wants to be in a relationship if they don't fully want to be in one. Has that stopped people from getting in one? No.
Definitely not.
But then when you experience it and then you learn from it, if you do the same thing again, then it's like, why are you doing the same thing again if you know it doesn't work?
If it didn't work for that one person, it might work for someone else.
What, to get in a relationship just for the sake of it?
Not for the sake of it, but it might be that things improve throughout the moment of you knowing each other. Like, the reason I'm saying this is because there's one girl, like, I was saying to her, do you know, man, like, I'm not going to get in a relationship until I've known a girl for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, that's a bit long, 6 months. I was thinking, like, really? I was thinking, like, no, I just want to get to know her. Like, I want to get to know her. Like, I just really want to be clear. Like, you know what? 6 months, you get to really understand what type of person that person is. And she will know what type of person I am as well. It's not just about her. It's about, she gets to see my traits as well.
Yeah.
And she was quite shocked about that. I was like, man, like 6 months. And then I remember, like, because of that theory that I had, she's now in Colombia, innit? But she's got a boyfriend now. And she was a girl that actually she had great potential. Like, the first time I met her, I just couldn't stop smiling, and it was vice versa, and it was just one of those things. It was just like, boy, this girl's alright, and she had the same energy. Yeah. I was dropping lines like, I don't really want to be in a relationship right now, but right now, maybe because I've just come out of one, but if I spend more time with this girl, I could actually change my mind straight away, like within weeks.
But then what would
my experience with her?
Yeah, perfect. But then what would that be? Well, what I would partially call
Moment,
that.
Dad.
Yeah, is that. But what I'd also say is that means that now it's all therefore authentic for you.
Yeah, be authentic at that point. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Like, let it just be authentic.
Yeah. Okay. So you can change your mind as well in this game. Like, I mean, in this whole keeping it authentic thing. Because we still don't know. Yeah, because we still don't know what's going to happen ahead of time. Like, we don't know. Like, we could say, for the rest of the year, I'm not going to get in a relationship. But
actually, let me rephrase that. When I said, yeah, of course you can. What might be authentic for you now may not be authentic for you in a year's time. And that's okay. That doesn't really have anything to do with changing your mind. The change in your mind is inside of like thinking about it, figuring it out. The authenticity comes from like what's present and true for you there. What can happen? I won't go into this too much because it's really like more like a different topic. But people, and I've even done this as well. They'll like, so all right, I see a girl. She's got this, she's got that. Yeah, I like that. Blah blah. She could be a girlfriend. That girl, she's got that, she got this. Nah, I don't like that. I don't think she could be a girlfriend. Like, now it's great for us to have our qualities and our desires in terms of what we would like in our partner or in a female, if you're not wanting to be in a relationship. But when you let what you want be dependent on anything outside of you, then it's always going to be fickle, because it's always changing. It's not always going to be fixed in one particular way. So let me give you an example, right? One of the could meet a girl, and one of your qualities that you like in a girl is that she can just joke about. She likes to have a laugh if she can joke, and because of that, you're really attracted to her, and that's great because it's a quality that you like, and you're like, yeah, that's what I wanted my girlfriend to have. Bam, now I'm in a relationship with her. Brat. Over the years passed by, and she no longer necessarily has that quality, right? But she's always busting up and making jokes. It's just not there anymore.
Hold that thought.
But she might have another quality might arise, or not at all. Let's just not even do that for a second. That quality, let's say, subsides, it goes, it disappears, and you made the reason why you wanted to be with that girl purely because of that quality, which is now gone.
Yeah.
Now what you're in danger of is no longer wanting to be with that girl
because she's not giving you that service,
because she's not doing that she doesn't have that thing anymore. Versus it being, actually, here's this human being who I really care about and want to be in a relationship with, or who I'm really in love with and want to be in a relationship with, etc, etc.
Perfectly for the next fucking subject and topic.
Which is why, or I'm going to say partially why, where I've come to now in terms of if I'm going to be in a relationship again. Now it's something like I don't really mind, like, I reckon I'll be okay if I didn't have a relationship again in my life. I reckon I'd be okay. Like before, where it's like, yeah, I'd like that girl, and see, before it's more hooked on, I want that kind of girl to be in a relationship with. Whereas now I'm clear on the kind of relationship that I want, and if I'm not going to have that with a girl, then I'm not going to have a relationship. And I'm clear that part of that kind of relationship that I'd like is that space that we're in, where we're just both in love with each other, or at least I'm in. Well, of course, I'd like the girl to be in love with me too, or at least falling in love. But I have no control over that. So same with me. So talking just about me falling in love or being in love and being in that space, and then she's gonna have all those other. She's gonna have whatever quality she's gonna have. We will come and go. But if I'm in love with that girl, I'm gonna be with that girl. Like this is how I imagine it and assume anyway. Obviously, until I experience it for a long-term basis, I won't know. What did you say? What did you say?
Have you been in love before? Like the thing that you're describing now?
Yeah, I have, and that's partly why I think I've probably come to that conclusion. Like, there's 2 occasions when I've been in love, and then another time where I had moments of falling in love, and that was more me generating that and choosing that and wanting that. But like and it was both different experiences when I was in love. But like, when that's present, and that's partly my job to keep present as well. Like, when that's present, being in love, it that's it. Like, that's it. Like, I don't really need to say anything more. Like, that's it. We could just be chilling in bed together. We could be in the rain together. We could be in Jamaica together. We could have £1 million together. We could have £0 together. Like, if we're in love and we're experiencing being in love with each other, it's all gravy. And that doesn't mean things aren't gonna happen in terms of for you both to grow and challenge yourself. But like, when you get connected back to being in love and you come from that space, things resolve themselves much more simply, I've experienced.
Just say it. 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 Just say it.
Just say it!
It's not a problem, but I don't know. This is like we're cold.
8 out of 10 women believe that the first kiss will tell them everything that they need to know about a relationship. And believe me, she has definitely thought about it.
She has.
Oh, of course. I mean, not that she's going to act on it, so it's no real big deal.
All right, well, it's no big deal then.
It's a very big deal, Albert.
Huge.
Monumental. You are not listening.
I need you to wrap your head around this. Tomorrow night, Allegra Cole could have her last first kiss. All right, come on. Just show me what you got.
What do you mean?
Just show me how you would kiss me.
Well, I wouldn't kiss you.
I'm not me. I'm Allegra.
But you're really not.
Okay, Albert. The end of the night, you're dropping me off at home. Show me the magic.
Yeah, you know, I'm really not comfortable with this.
God, Albert, I had such a wonderful time with you.
Yeah, how about those Knicks, huh?
Okay. You see what I'm doing? All right, this is a signal. Okay, I'm fiddling with my keys. All right, a woman that doesn't want to kiss takes her keys out, puts them in the door, goes in the house. A woman that wants to kiss, she fiddles. I'm fiddling.
Okay, you have a good night. I don't know.
You see what I'm doing?
Robbing me?
No. See, this is what most guys do. They rush in to take the kiss. But you're not most guys. See, the secret to a kiss is to go 90% of the way and then hold.
For how long?
As long as it takes for her to come the other 10.
Okay, 90-10. Got it.
Yeah? Okay, come on. Shake it off. It's your turn. I had a really nice time tonight, Albert.
I had a great time tonight too, Allegra. With a beard.
I'm not feeling it.
What do you mean? I gave 90.
I'm not feeling like you want it. Look, I'm Allegra Cole, the woman of your dreams, the woman whose green eyes are limpid pools of desire. Now show me the magic, Albert. Show me the magic.
What the hell was that?
I'm showing you the magic.
No, I I said come 90 and then I come 10. You don't go the whole 100. My mouth was open, Albert. You over-eager son of a...
Other than that, how was it?
I'm just saying.
Just saying.